Hello, this is Summit here, and today I'm going to be talking about my journey in becoming a CKAD, becoming a certified Kubernetes administrator developer. So yeah, what is a CKAD? So a CKAD tests you on your knowledge and skills in designing and building, configuring, and scaling cloud native applications for Kubernetes. Some essential topics that I went over that I was tested on was pods, deployments, volumes, services, and much more. So this is like a practical test. There's theoretical and there's practical. So this is a practical test, which means that you're going to be asked to create deployments. You're going to be asked to create pods. Um, you're going to be asked to create deployments with services. So it's really practical, and you need to practice a lot. So what was my motivation in becoming a CKAD certified person? So I wanted to become a CKAD. I wanted to become CKAD certified because I'm an IT professional, and I'm intrigued in DevOps engineering. I want to learn more about DevOps engineering. It seems interesting. It seems like um, it's getting more and more popular. I believe the compound annual growth rate is going to be around like 30% by 2031. By around 2031, so there's going to be an uptick of jobs that use Kubernetes. So it's a good skill to have. Um, and yeah, those are the main reasons. So comments about my journey. Looking back at it, I didn't have much knowledge um, in certain topics that that was that was prerequisites for the cert. So it says Kubernetes cert, right? But you also need to know Docker. You need to know Docker. You need to know Linux. You need to know Vim. You need to know networking. These are all things that you need to know in order to even get your CKAD. So I guess having like a stronger foundation in that earlier on would help. Vim, you need to know Vim. Vim is really important, especially because we're using YAML files, and then a lot of times people who use YAML files, they prefer Vim. Vim is like the ideal way to go about using YAML files. Um, yeah, so I'd say um, if you're going for your CKAD, you would need to try to do as much as you can on a practical level. Try to understand everything. Try to read documentation. That's really important. Documentation is really important. And go from there. Okay, so my background is I graduated with a computer science degree at York University, located in Toronto. Um, I had no previous certifications in Kubernetes or past jobs where I would use Kubernetes. So this was before I got this IT job. This is before that, so I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the networking, the Linux skills beforehand to get this certification. But like with practice and dedication, I finally got the cert. So these are some resources you can use in order to prepare for your CKAD exam. So I'd first take Linux. Linux is like the building block for DevOps. To be honest, you need to know Linux for DevOps. Even for IT, you need it. Linux is like the basics of everything. Then you can use these resources such as Introduction to Linux right here. This is like a YouTube course, I believe. Linux Journey, Linux Fundamentals. These all these resources are pretty good. I'd recommend them. I'd recommend them. This is a really good YouTube video on Linux. It teaches you the basics of Linux. Vim, you need to know Vim. Vim's it's easy to pick up actually. If you practice for like a few hours, you'll pick it up and you'll be proficient in it. Networking is really important too. Go over Kubernetes architecture. Having like a solid foundation of Kubernetes architecture helps when it comes to troubleshooting and debugging later on. Take a CKAD course. This is the most important thing. You have to take a CKAD course. Ideally, Van View has a good one, or even Mumshad. Actually, Me personally, I actually recommend you taking Mumshad's course. It's a really good course. You should take it. And he has these labs you can do. Mumshad has CKAD labs that you can do. Keep on practicing those, and get really good at those. Because the next thing that you're gonna do is gonna be after the Quizlets. So on a theoretical level, it's good to do Quizlets to make sure you have all the concepts down. But even more importantly, doing the killer SH test. So I recommend being really good at Mumshad's tests, and then once you get like at least 80% or more in each test, do the killer SH test. This test is harder than the exam in itself. I remember taking the test, and I'm like, yo, this is way easier than the killer SH test. So it's $30, but try to spend your money on it. It'll help a lot. Lastly, I would say just believe in yourself. You can do it for sure. Anyone can do it. Just like need to put in the work, and then you'll be fine. Book the test, and yeah, these are just the summary of points I talked about, and yeah, that's it.